Alright, welcome to Vampire the Masquerade, 20th Anniversary Edition, Chapter 10 of this story. We've been doing this for a few weeks, folks.
We started back in what? February?
February, yeah.
Back when it was cold and now it's not cold.
Well, still cold. In the game.
Nope, still cold in real life. We need to get it up like surface of the sun temperatures in order for it to stop being cold.
It's cold somewhere.
Surface of the sun, you say? Interesting.
Well, I mean, I know it's not exactly the warmest you can get, but...
We'll say. Alright, Tuesday, February 17th, 1998. Kinda news events. There was a failed assassination attempt on the President of Georgia. President of South Carolina was not available for comment. No suspects have been located as of yet. Afghanistan is continuing to recover after the earthquake 2 weeks ago. It's been a very slow process. Voters in Maine have repealed a gay rights law passed just last year, becoming the first U.S. state to abandon it. There was an airplane crash in a residential area in China, killing 202 people, including everyone on board. On the bright side, the Winter Olympics are still continuing in Nagano, Japan. There is a bright spot in the world of the canal. Woo! Kindred-wise, you already have some grasp. Unrest in New York City has calmed down since the reappearance of Sheriff Kadir al-Asmai, and political intrigue and gossip has run rampant once more. The sheriff was hunting down a Sabbat pack. There were rumors of Archbishop Polonius in the city? How crazy is Polonius to be in the Big Apple right now? He barely escaped with his own life last time. The ambush was meticulously detailed and orchestrated with the help of the Gangrel. The Gangrel are still helping the Camarilla? Well, no, of course, they still hate the Sabbat, especially Jezebel. Did you know she fought the Battle of New York? Yep, she even helped Theo Bell. Not that the Gangrel can really be trusted, though. The clan formally divorced itself from the Camarilla. What are they going to do, join the Anarchs? Think they're going to survive the Sabbat? Because the Masquerade wrecking whoremongers completely respect the differences of others, right? And those Anarchs? What are they plotting over there on Staten Island? You know, the island we moved them to after we swept them out of the other boroughs. Boss Callahan's telling us they're the next prince? Yeah, sure, that's what everyone needs, an Anarch prince. Might as well forfeit the city right now to Polonia. Please proceed to Skullfuck us, sir. Have a nice day. You gotta think he knows his place, right? Well, Kindred have been known to do stupid things, haven't they? There's no way he'd be dumb, though, right? And man, it's great to have the sheriff back, isn't it? Since he emerged from the shadows again, he's crushed not one but 2 Sabbat packs. Do you think his disappearance was a ruse to lure Sabbat in, a false insecurity? Surely Polonia must have thought that way, or he never come here, right? Did you hear that the ambush to capture Polonia nearly succeeded? Yeah, apparently Polonia got tipped off at the last moment somehow that something was afoot. Sneaky son of a bitch, he better turn tail and run. We'll get him next time. Do you think he's still in the city now? Why didn't the Tremere know? Did the Tremere know? You can't trust those warlocks. You probably can't trust Kadir either, or any of those other bloodsuckers running for prince. It's all sham. The Anarchs know what they're doing. Probably. Unfortunately, vampires have an eternity to say stupid shit.
You just melted my brain.
Yeah, Byron needs to roll for instant information coma.
That was the point. The past week has been cold and dreary. What do you know? You're in New York City. It's been snowing, and overcast, and bitter. Completely unrelated to all of this, David Green! The past month of your unlife has been terrible. Remember all that shit you heard when you were little about being able to control your dreams? What the fuck happened to that? Because you sure as hell haven't been in control of anything. And it's not like you've been in torpor before, but you had heard it was like this death-like trance type thing, so you would have thought, hey, maybe I won't dream. Good fucking joke. You can throw that in the same bin as, how did I not turn that woman into a kindred? And man, oh man. You've had a lot of time to think about that. Losing your cool, getting excited by the rich vitae, exsanguinating an innocent woman, burying her in your haven. And then you lost your cool again. Fear of falling, fear of failure, and you nearly decimated your coterie. Unfortunately, being in frenzy doesn't excuse you from remembering, and you've had many hours to replay how everything that night could have gone different. Amidst a swarm of questions and the repetition of events that went oh so wrong, your willpower surges up within your brain with a mighty roar. You can't take this. Being this anymore, being here. How long has it been? Does your coterie still exist? Does your domain still exist? You'll never be able to make things right here, trapped in your head. Fresh with fury, fueled by self-loathing, desperate for escape, you let out a mighty scream. And a few minutes after sunset, at 5:41 p.m., you are the first of the coterie to awaken, the scream emitting from dry, cracked lips as your body becomes animated once more. You've lost a blood point for the awakening, and a point of willpower to ensure that you'd actually awaken, and you are currently crippled. You have a -5 penalty to your dice pool, and you can barely do more than crawl.
Quick point of correction. My throat got torn out.
It's still getting out of there, as it turns out. It just sounds really bad.
Fair enough.
I mean, you're a vampire. There's flaps of skin there, though. This probably shouldn't have warbled whenever you let out that scream in your head.
Yep. Alright. I guess I'll start by spending my remaining 2 points of Vitae to dial back some of that damage.
Alright. That is going to basically take some time to rest and recuperate, and considering your condition, we'll leave there, David there having just screamed. By the way, the ghouls definitely heard that. Fast forwarding a few hours here, we gone to about 8:33 when Byron's awoken, and he apparently has a voicemail from Valentine. You want to listen?
Fantastic. I checked my message.
Valentine, in his rather joyful and rakish voice, informs you that you can find him at 10:15 this evening at the 21 Club. Make sure you wear a jacket and tie. Click. Byron would know that the 21 Club is a restaurant within Valentine's borders. Back in the day, it was a speakeasy during Prohibition. It has since attracted its share of celebrities and notoriety in other forms. Today, very expensive, jacket and tie, no reservation, no table variety of restaurant.
Byron will pick out his best suit, best outfit, and will not take his gun with him this time.
Right. So you're currently in the 8:45 p.m. range, and he did say 10:15, so you got some time.
Right, but he's going to prepare, then he's going to go over in his head what he wants to talk to Valentine about, and that's what he'll be doing whenever someone else awakens. I mean, he's going to plan to get there at 10 o'clock, a little bit before he needs to.
All right. Marcus, you eventually end up waking up as well. What does Marcus have to do for this wonderful Tuesday evening?
Drunk so he doesn't wallow in self-loathing.
All right. Joseph, you managed to wake up too. You get about 9:35, 9:40 p.m. As it turns out, your ghouls will inform you that there was a loud scream that David might be awake.
I'll immediately call the other two.
Byron, you're busy getting your preparations on. You get a phone call. We'll go ahead and handle that one first.
All right, Byron answers. He sounds a little distracted.
Hello, Byron. David is, I think, awake.
After a momentary silence processing, Byron will say, well, What do you plan to do about it?
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to be down here and greet him after his little nap.
I would. I have a couple of errands I need to run, but that should be done fairly early, like maybe 11 or 12. If anything horrible comes up, feel free to give me a call, but if I hear nothing, I'll come by the church then.
Okay, I'll keep you informed in case we have any more incidents.
Righto.
Click.
I suppose next up is a call to Marcus, the self-loathing Marcus.
Is there a phone call to Marcus?
Yeah.
Who is, by the way, not wallowing in self-loathing by getting drunk, apparently.
Not yet. I was planning on. God. What?
Hey, Marcus, I think David's awake.
I'll be right over. Click.
Alright. David, you have managed very slowly and painstakingly to recover 2 of those points of injury. Let me see here. Trying to remember, I think 2 steps above crippled is, what, hurt? At a -2? I don't have the book open right now, god damn it. I forgot it.
Mauled at a -2. Because I was
Well, there
actually incapacitated.
Yeah, well, whenever you wake up, you actually go straight to crippled.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah. That's what the book says.
Then I'm wounded at a -2.
Alright, you also have not a single point of blood in your entire body. Suffice to say, you're hungry.
Nah.
Now get over that.
You can do with a bite.
I'm sure I could.
You're currently in this little room type right now. It's, I'm not sure whether David ever went to Joseph's church even before the campaign started. He might have before. I don't know whether he might have been in this specific room. I'm not sure whether he knows where he is.
Well, if you remember our
we questioned
backstory, he
Leslie
actually
Toreador, so
sheltered
he's
there
been-
during the Battle of New York.
That is correct. I did forget that.
That said, he's probably not too familiar with the basement, though this might actually be exactly where he was stashed during that.
He's
Small
also
superior.
hungry, and he did just wake up after a month of not doing anything. He might not be thinking on all cylinders.
And isn't he waking up with like an AK-47 in his hands or something?
And a bulletproof vest.
And a bulletproof vest on.
Well, that's interesting. David, you just sort of noticed. Ah, you have an AK in your hands, and you're wearing a bulletproof vest, apparently.
I mean, this would be better if you had put a cigar in his mouth.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that-
would have.
Yeah, except that I would have been tempted to light it, and that would have ended really badly.
Well, in his confused state, with his head having just been put back together, and his throat still, fucking torn out, I think he's going to do, obviously, the most logical thing in this situation, and remove the AK's magazine and eject the chambered round.
Alright. Then what?
Then stick the entire thing over his shoulder, walk around the room, try and figure out where he is. Once he realizes where he is, turn invisible and head for the stairs.
Okay. Joseph, you're active in your ye old church thing. Did you want to go down and confront David alone? Did you want to wait for Marcus? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and go up to the door and stand there by myself until Marcus gets there. And my ghouls are going to be upstairs to get Marcus immediately down to where I am.
Okay, well in that case then, if you're going to stand, the door's going to open right in front of you, and you're not going to see who's opening it.
Hello, David?
David will look around real quick to make sure that there aren't any mortals or anything like that around. Then drop out of invisibility and kind of gurgle blankly at him. Because he has no throat.
Well, now, we've had an interesting time while you've been asleep. I assume that you're hungry?
I'll make a wet and incoherent sound of agreement.
Did you want help with that, or did you want me to leave you on your own accord?
He'll answer in much the same way.
And I can't figure out what the fuck you're saying. So, if you want to handle that on your own, just the doors, and he'll just hook his thumb behind him. If you want me to help, just gurgle twice.
He'll gurgle twice and then set down the unloaded AK-47.
Okay, then let me take this, and he'll pick up the AK and say, if you'll stay in the room for now, I'll come get you refreshments as quickly as I can. And then he'll leave for back upstairs.
Okay. How does Joseph plan on securing refreshments? It's not as quick as going to the general store, right?
No, unfortunately. He's going to call two of his herd and bleed them into cups.
Okay. Marcus will end up arriving first, and get welcome into the arms of ghouls.
While while David is waiting there, he's actually going to take off the vest and start seeing how much of his clothes are destroyed beyond repair.
You probably have a completely new set of clothes.
Probably. So he's probably going to be getting rid of his jacket, his shirt, just all of that, just leaving himself with his pants and his shoes to get back. And then putting back on vest, because at least that's clean. Right?
Yeah, I've never used it before.
I suppose I get led down to where all this is going on.
I don't know. I don't know what his ghouls do. They did say that,
Well,
so yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Da 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 da. Sir Cheung, Sir Paulson has arrived from the Great Crusade. Ta-da!
How is he?
Missing a throat still? And then to the two ghouls, leave, please.
They leave.
That would be my doing. The whole missing the throat bit.
It was all in the moment. What exactly happened is best not discussed, I would like to think. At least at this very second.
Sure.
Two
How
of
are
your
you
herd
going
do eventually end up arriving. Did you want to bleed them in front of David?
No, I want to him not to even know that they're there, but just go up and I'm at fairly full health, so I can handle that without, freaking out.
Okay.
I guess Marcus will watch David.
I'll go ahead and go do that as soon as they arrive. Just bleed them in the cups and then take the cups down for him.
All right.
David's going to kind of vaguely perk up as Marcus comes in and gesture with a hand held like he's writing onto his palm.
Joseph, do you have any paper and pen?
I'll from where Marcus is yelling to him, wherever I am, I'll tell one of the ghouls to go fetch it for him.
Okay. It's quicker for one of the ghouls to return with a pen and paper than it is for Joseph to finish waiting and bleeding the herd. Although when one of those ghouls appears,
Marcus is going to walk out to grab the paper and pen.
All right.
And then he's going to hand the paper pen to David Green.
All right. He's going to write very quickly and simply, what happened?
To you, you were in torpor.
How long?
About a month, give or take.
Then David's going to look like something just occurred to him, and he's going to put aside that pen and paper and pull out his own notepad from what remains of his jacket. Is that at all intact anymore?
Sure.
I like how we didn't look through his stuff at all.
No, you didn't.
Sort of left it there, and we're like, yeah, we're not gonna touch it.
Yeah, I mean, his gun is probably there too. All right. He's going to write just 2 more words for now. I'm sorry.
Marcus is going to shrug right for now and wait for Joseph to get back.
Joseph does eventually return. David, go ahead and give me a self-control at difficulty 5. Please. Okay. You're fine.
I'll set the goblets down for him to pick up by himself.
Time for David to get his crunk on.
Yeah, he'll just drink it all immediately.
What was
Trying
that,
not to-
four blood points? You bled 2 from each, Joseph?
Yes.
Okay.
He'll try not to spill it on himself or anything like that, but aside from that, he's going to drink it pretty quickly.
I mean, Marcus would offer more, but there's the inherent problem of you getting to a level of vinculum with him.
Right. All right. After that, he'll put the goblet back down on the ground and write on the pad, "Thank you."
You are actually with 7 minus 2, you're still under that. You're still hungry.
Oh, yeah. And then he's going to flip on to the next page and write in big, bold letters with a nice big question mark at the end. More.
Well, I don't think Joseph did. Joseph doesn't plan on tapping his herd for more than 2 a day, and that's if he does that. But he's very careful with it. Marcus, do you think you could be helpful in that?
What do you want me to do? Give him some of my blood?
Joseph rolls his eyes. Just,
You want me to like go seduce, like bring a bunch of drunk people in here and have David feed on them? I mean, we could.
that would work. I mean, yeah, I guess that work. I can try to do that. Jeez. I can't. It's just I have a limited number of people that follow me, and I'd rather not bleed them all.
David's going to interrupt by snapping his fingers, and then write on the pad real quickly with 2 underlines, "I can't be trusted."
Well, then that means we're gonna have to scrounge up some animals.
Oh, I can bleed, fuck. I can bleed my ghouls for a couple of points each.
You could. That would leave them very lightheaded and woozy.
Yeah, it'll mean I won't count on them for anything for a little while until I can get them blood. But it'll at least fix his hunger. And
Well, getting them blood wouldn't do anything. They would slowly recuperate it on their own.
Oh, does it not? If I bleed them, does it not drain their blood points?
We'll say it comes from their human blood points, rather than their vampire VtM.
Okay, then there's no reason I can't bleed them for a couple of points each.
Okay.
You take the goblin and go refill it.
You know what?
Dixie cup.
I'm gonna use a spill-proof cups.
Alright. The ghouls aren't exactly, horribly thrilled by this process. They've certainly done more enjoyable tasks that you've asked them to do, but, they go for it.
They're gonna do it one way or the other.
I mean, there's the other option. Does this church have a sewer access point anywhere? Because you could just throw David down there and say, hunt rats.
He just told you that he can't be trusted.
True.
Yeah, I don't trust him not to find a human and go after them anyway, so... but yeah, so I'll bleed them into a couple of spill-proof cups, and then bring those to David.
Whenever that happens, as David can't just sight as well as smells the spilled blood again, go ahead and give me another self-control roll at difficulty 5. There you go.
And while he's drinking them, Joseph would like to mention, you drink a lot.
So that's 4 more.
Yep. Takes you up to 8 and you are no longer hungry. You're just really, 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 really sore.
Missing your throat muscle.
Hey, by the way, while you were healing, a bullet popped out of your head.
Oh, it didn't get stuck in there?
Well, apparently the closure of the wounds popped it out.
Fair enough, and there wasn't like an exit wound or something.
Nah, it lodged in there pretty nice. Maybe that's why you've been having the bad dreams.
He's actually going to pick up and pocket that bullet. Then he's going to take out the notepad again and kind of point at his throat with the pen, then write down on the pad, "Need more for this."
Are you at the point where you're capable of feeding yourself?
Yes.
Then I don't mean to offend, but perhaps that's for the best. It's a little bit more difficult for us to handle this in this situation.
He nods slowly, then waits a few moments to see if either you or Marcus are going to say anything else.
Marcus just shrugs.
Alright. Then he's going to turn invisible and walk out into the night.
Okay, turns out you are in Queens. A bit distant from Astoria.
Well, he's going to head back to Astoria first, go back to his haven, check in on things.
Okay. Joseph, Marcos, what do you want to do?
Where are you gonna tell him, Joseph?
I haven't really given that too much thought. As much of this truth as we can.
I see. He'll probably be back around here sometime. Call me when he gets here.
I will.
And with that, Mark
Thank
is
you.
going to head out and get his party on, thinking about what he's going to tell David.
As Mark is leaving, I'd just like to say thanks for coming by.
On the off chance that he's still is still a murderous thing, I can understand. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Doom.
So, 21 Club. It's come pretty far from its days as being a speakeasy. It's quite the happening place, more so than the Middleman, actually. And certainly, all the mortal foot traffic that comes in and out of there is bedecked in the formalist of gear.
Nice, swanky place. A quick question though. Does Byron need to make a trip to a 24-hour photo developer, or was that handled on his downtime?
24-hour photo developer?
Yeah, I took a picture on my downtime.
I don't remember?
Oh, okay. I went back to the garden and I took a picture of that mural, like I was threatening to do so.
Oh, yes! Now I remember. Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, sure. With what? I mean, I'll drop it off on my way, or I'll just.
It's been done. It's fine.
All right. I was going to try to surprise Marcus with it later, but it's okay. You can know it out of character. All right. Well, then Marcus will take it all in. He will blush up with a blood point, and he will.
Marcus will do the same.
Oh, okay.
So apparently
yeah, you're
I'm
with me,
Valentine
right?
now.
Hey, man. If people can call Byron Brian, then I can call him Marcus. It's fair, right?
Right.
No. No, it's not.
Oh, darn it.
Nothing is fair in Vampire the Masquerade.
That's fair. I'm taking away a blood point now and moving
No,
my
it's
character
not.
left.
It's like you didn't even listen to what he just
That's fine.
said.
Anyhow, Byron will take it all in and walk to the entrance of the 21 Club, looking
Certainly.
around to everyone, the passersby as he goes in.
Yeah, there certainly is a very fancy maitre d' there who you can imagine has that goddamn, little book on his podium that he stands behind where he rips through all the names and possible reservations. He takes jackets and coats and scarves whenever people want to leave at the front, and he tends to greet people by name, which sort of whenever Byron walks up, he looks a little confused.
Byron will smile magnanimously and say, Byron Rand, I should be on your list.
Byron Rand. Scrolls through a bit. Nail draws along the paper. The eyes light up. Oh, yes. Yes, you are indeed, Mr. Rand. He sort of peeks around, points up to the top floor where there is apparently a series of private curtained-off tables. Right up there. Someone else will take you to Mr. Valentine. Please enjoy your stay.
I am sure I will. Thank you very much.
Indeed, Mr. Rand. He smiles. Light twinkles off his shiny teeth.
Byron will nod and he will walk in the direction indicated.
All right. When you get up there, mention the name again. Someone else shows you to a rather ornately curtained-off sort of like booth area, and there are other booths around as well. But this just so happens to be one that Valentine is sitting in. There's apparently just chairs for two. Valentine, for his part, appears to be looking over a newspaper, actually. I'm actually chuckling a little bit in the process, but he stops looking and folds the paper and puts it aside as soon as you enter. The light, his eyes seem to brighten a little bit, and like, ah, yes, Byron. So glad you could make it. Please have a seat.
Thank you, thank you. And no, pleasure's all mine. I am so glad you were able to see me on such short notice.
Right. You said you had something important you wished to discuss with me. I thought, well, why not have it done here?
It certainly is a swanky-looking place. Give it that. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it.
Yes. I do like to come here and eat and drink from time to time, hang out with some people. But really, why did you call?
Oh, recently I've been looking into the political affairs of the Camarilla in town.
Right, yes, of course. You did meet with Helen, yes?
Yeah, it could have gone better.
The eyes twinkle. Quite a treat, isn't she? Sort of smirks.
Byron will smile and say, yes, she was not exactly what I expected, but perhaps I should have.
Oh dear, Byron. You should have known after all this time. We can be deceptive when we so choose.
Yes, and actually that is very much part of why I'm here. The first question I was going to ask is, from what I've learned, you at least are not publicly involved in politics. Your opinions are not known. I'm curious about one of the kindred vying for the princedom. What do you think of our Sheriff Kadir?
Valentine thinks about this, brows furrow, sort of shrugs. He's got a lot of support behind him, particularly now that he's come back from his, a hand sort of flitters in the air, sabbatical. What do you think?
I loved that pun. I loved it so much.
It's been. I think someone in the chat like weeks ago made the same pun, and I was just groaning out loud. It's. But no. Let me collect my thoughts. Where it was? Yes. It is in fact pertaining to that. Now I don't know if you've noticed a change in Kadir, but since he's returned...
Can't say I much spend time. He's a little too... He doesn't quite travel in the same circles, Byron.
No, I imagine not. However, prior to his disappearance, he well, I'll put it lightly, he didn't like me much. Afterwards, he seems not to dislike me quite as much, and I found it curious. I was just wondering if you had noticed any other personality changes, having been here longer, and you might have known more about him.
Valentine sort of snorts. It would figure you're beginning to get over the hurdle whenever you first arrive, and as it turns out, you find this to be most suspicious, Byron.
Byron will raise an eyebrow. Yes, perhaps. But I think there might be a little more to it. I don't know if this Toreador in question is the forgiving type, if you get my meaning.
Shrugs. We change, and we have an eternity in which to do just that. Perhaps he has found more important targets than a newcomer to the city who may have disagreed on some finer points of Camarilla politics, as well as policies, Byron.
Byron will nod and take that in silently for a moment. And he'll obviously be looking like he's mulling over something in his head, whether or not he wants to bring something up, which is what I'm doing personally as well.
So, during the process of waiting, someone pushes back the curtain, as it turns out appears to be a rather a railrod, tall, attractive waiter who has brought 2 glasses of a dark, rich liquid, which definitely, upon smell, is most certainly blood. Valentine's eyes perk up. Ah, yes. Refreshments have arrived. And he grabs a glass, and Valentine gestures to the other. Care for it?
Perhaps. Byron will bring it to his nose and smell it and say, as you know, those of our kind can be a little sensitive on some of these things. And he'll taste it to see if it's not... how do you know if blood is from a hot person if you haven't seen it? That's what I would like to know.
Well, Byron manages to get the liquid down just fine. Valentine is giving you this bemused expression while he's sipping on his own glass.
It is quite nice. Thank you. All right. Well, I will just come out with it. From what I've learned, you're not publicly vying for the princedom in any way, shape, or form. However, your connections would enable actions of that sort if necessary. I have reason to be a little distrustful of where Kadir says he was for that week that he was gone.
Byron, you're all over the place here. How do those 2 points connect?
I am uncertain if what Kadir is doing now is, obviously what he's doing right now, going after Shabbat, is definitely in the interest of the Camarilla. However, I'm a little uneasy about the future after he takes care of the Shabbat, knowing what suspecting what I think I suspect. That came out stupid, but anyway. You asked me when we met at the garden about a week ago. You asked me about the explosion at my realty office, and I deflected it there. I didn't really want to talk about it. However, this has a lot to do with that.
Lifts a brow. Elbows go to rest on the table. Valentine leads forward. Go on.
Well, there was a certain woman, no longer an issue. However, at the time, Kadir and Theo Bell wanted us to track down this woman. We looked and looked. The Sabbat were after her too, as a matter of fact. And that was who they were after when and it was the Sabbat that bombed our business while trying to destroy us and find this woman. This woman, after finding her, this is where the story gets, you perhaps may not believe a word of this. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not asking you to do anything on the information, but just hear me out. And Byron will wait for a gesture or a nod or something to go on.
Valentine gestures.
Very well. After obtaining this woman, we were approached, and yes, this is a fudging of the truth, but after obtaining this woman, we were approached by an interesting individual. And this man said he worked for and Byron would remember, but I don't. It's Vsevolod Servani, child of that guy and child of, was it Ruth, what's his name? Do any of these names ring a bell with you?
Well, certainly the brows will lift it a little bit as you mention not so Lud Cerveni, not child of Voivode Zarak, but Lombok Ruthen. Certainly would, as would anyone who'd actually been in New York, certainly for the Battle of New York, as well as any kindred or canine or vampire in general had been alive for a period of time, might have heard of the Methuselah, Lombok Ruthen.
Right. Well, that was the reaction Byron was waiting for. So, we were led to this vampire's lair, his domain, which happens to be, and Byron is going to pause for effect and stare Valentine straight in the eye and say, somewhere under Central Park. And he's going to wait for any reaction.
Long pause. I see.
Yes, I told you this story might seem a little far-fetched, but just hear me out. So, this vampire, this is oh gosh, I never can get that name right. Tzimsi or whatever it is. I'll get it backwards. Dyslexia for the win. Yeah. Anyway, very unnerving. However, he asked us to deliver this girl to him instead of to Kadir and Theo Bell. We left to discuss it amongst ourselves, and while this occurred, a man in our employ decided to take matters into his own hands. A ghoul you may have seen with us, he is no longer with us at this point. Jermaine, what was his last name, Aaron?
Wallace.
Yeah, Jermaine Wallace. Decided to take it into his own hands and take the girl to Vsevolod for his own ends. Not sure to this day what exactly he got out of it. However, when asked by Kadir, we went to go see him and explain the situation after the fact. I told the same story to Kadir, and he did not trust one word of it, as you can imagine. And unbeknownst to us, when we went back to, Kadir essentially gave us an ultimatum: bring me this woman, or your days are numbered. I'm paraphrasing here, but you can imagine perhaps what Kadir may have said and looked like at the time. Not pleased. So we decided to go down to visit this Szynci and see if perhaps we could get this girl from him so we could get the sheriff off our back and complete what we agreed to do. However, unbeknownst to us, Kadir followed us, and the Vsevolod took him captive. It was all the rest of us could do to act like that's what we meant to happen and leave with our lives, or unlives, as the case may be. And from that day forward until he reappeared, I assume that's where Kadir was, in the clutches of a sixth generation fiend.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation plus expression at difficulty 6. This would be a resistant roll.
Oh gosh darn it, and all my macros are gone too. Hold on. Oop, got an invalid one. It's 2 actually, I think.
Alright, looks like 4 successes. Valentine, during the course of the story, has certainly betrayed some facial expressions from confusion to mirth, interest, intrigue. Sort of left nodding along, saying, "So, what you're saying is..." And he leaves the sentence hanging for Byron to fill it.
What I'm saying is that, have you ever seen or remember the movie Manchurian Candidate?
Is that movie even yet?
I'm talking about the original one, which was like mid-50s or 60s or somewhere around there.
Yes.
That is what I suspect of Kadir at this moment. I just wanted to let somebody know with the power to affect the city if Kadir does anything that might damage the kindred in the area. I don't know what he might do. If he does nothing, you can just chalk this up to Byron being crazy, and that's fine. However, I just wanted to give you the lowdown, and so if you see or hear anything that might be out of place, you at least will have a context for it.
Valentine slowly nods.
And that was it. Do you have any questions, anything that I could clear up with my story beyond the, of course, your crazy aspect of it?
It's certainly an interesting tale, Byron. So you're saying that Kadir is no longer as angry towards you as he used to be because he's been changed by a 6th-generation Zamitzi, the grandchild of Lambak Ruthen, and this Zamitzi is living beneath Central Park.
That is it exactly.
Right. You've lived quite an interesting life, Byron.
Byron will sigh and say, far more interesting than I would have hoped when first moving to the city, I assure you.
Could always go back to Europe. That's where you're from, right?
That I am. I am actually from eastern France or western Germany along the border. That is where I've been for the past 10, 15 years or so.
Yes. If things aren't quite so interesting from here, then, well, you could always go back.
Byron will frown and say, no, there's nothing for me there.
Well, I suppose since Kadir has suddenly become nicer to you, then I suppose that would persuade you to stay, yes, Byron.
Byron will sigh and say, yes, this went about as well as I figured it would. I just wanted to warn someone because my previous indiscretions aside, I do think the Camarilla is the best hope for kindred surviving in this city for the foreseeable future, and I would hate for anything to disrupt it.
Aha. Was there anything else urgent, Byron?
No, I figured that perhaps the sheriff, who is gaining a lot of support, perhaps being compromised, might be urgent enough. There is nothing that even is comparable.
Well, someone's going to be Prince of New York. Sort of shrugs. Whoever can claim it first. That is how it works.
Yes, yes. Who is your preference, by the way? If you don't want to answer, that's fine. I'm merely curious.
Valentine actually goes to the side. He pulls back out the newspaper again and sort of looking at it, puts on amusingly enough reading glasses as if he actually needs them. Slides up and says, "Could be you at this point. You might be the best hope the city has of stopping Kadir."
Byron will just laugh, say, right. Just deadpan it.
Yes, well, I don't think I'm required to answer.
Nope.
Apparently
not at
you
all.
haven't quite decided yet yourself, so long as it's, I assume, not Kadir.
If he's been compromised, then no. A week or two ago, I might have had a different opinion, but I am really not sure about him. Oh, and by the way,
Valentine looks up.
just in case my story didn't impress you so much, like I said, there were two people that sent me to that we mentioned Sevalod to. One was also Theo Bell.
Right, the Archon Theo Bell, who has his own reasons for doing things and who operates far beyond this city.
That is correct. However, if there is any doubt in your mind, I'm sure, you might be able to ask him about that. Whether he would tell you all he knows is not for me to say, but he does know, and he was present.
Right, now, let's suppose that, Valentine puts the glasses out, that this was a secret mission, Byron, that you weren't actually supposed to go around telling everyone about this girl you were supposed to find, and didn't actually give back to him.
Secret from whom? Kadir or Theo Bell? It was both of them. Hey, Kat.
Secret from everyone else. If this girl, as you say, was so special, then perhaps he didn't actually want everyone to know.
That's a possibility, but deep cat's out of the bag has been for a little bit, and I wanted to warn people. I figured keeping it secret now could be more detrimental to New York than keeping it to myself at this point.
I think Valentine's implying that he's blackmailing you now. Just saying.
Oh, Byron fully knows that. Byron actually doesn't care.
Valentine wasn't implying that at all.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we were both wrong.
You shut your whore mouth, Aaron!
Can I keep the other one open?
Yeah, sure. Valentine nods and says, I see, so the cat's out of the bag. You didn't by chance tell Helen this story, did you?
Not a word.
So who do you plan on telling next, then, if you've decided that you need to warn everyone about Kadir's takeover?
Personally, nobody. I chose you because I thought perhaps you were the most neutral party and had the most, like I said at the start, had the most ability to stop things from getting out of hand if they do, or in the best position to take advantage if need be. Either way.
Take advantage?
I don't judge. I just tell it like I see it.
What do you propose I do, Byron?
I propose nothing. I've just given you the information, and it's what you do with it is your own decision.
Valentine slowly nods. I see. Well, thank you for bringing these events to my attention, Byron.
Yes, I will note one thing. Two of my coterie did take part in the battle for New York, and they are on decent terms with both Kadir and Theo Bell, or were, at least before this. I don't know what my other coterie mates think of Kadir, but I believe they might be uneasy. I'm not certain. However, there is a decent chance that Theo may learn of this from one of them. It won't be through me.
Why aren't you telling the Archon yourself if you think the sheriff is, as you say, compromised? Would that not be the best for the city of New York and for the Camarilla?
Do you believe I should? I will if you... my impression was that if I go around spouting this directly to him, then it might cause chaos. I was willing to believe that perhaps I was mistaken about Kadir. I wanted to see how things might go forward, but I did want someone in place to also watch and be able to react. If in fact I am nuts, then which, given what I saw under the park, I can't even put into words what I saw there. I just hope I'm remembering all the events exactly correctly. Let me put it that way.
So you don't want to tell the Archon who knew about your secret mission to find this woman because you don't want... Byron, our world is always filled with chaos.
So are you advising that I do tell Theo Bell?
A mirthful smirk grows on Valentine's face. I'm not advising you do anything. All I'm giving you is the information.
Touché. But you have given me something to think about. We will see how things go. Like I say, I believe at least one, maybe two of my coterie members may want to address Theo Bell sometime in the future. So it might be out of my hands regardless.
Well, then we'll see where the chips fall afterwards now, won't we? Valentine pushes his reading glasses back up his nose.
Byron nods. Yes, yes. I think I've taken up enough of your time. If there's nothing else, I do have business to attend to with my coterie, I believe.
But of course, do feel free to call should any other developments arise, though I thank you for bringing this to my attention, Byron.
Byron will stand, nod, say, thank you again for inviting me to this wonderful establishment. And I will keep your number in mind. And with that, Byron will leave, and he will call Joseph as he leaves and get an update on what's going on with Dude Man, David.
Dude Man Dave. I love it.
You'd think I could remember my own name, but no, apparently not.
No, I'm okay with this. Dude Man David is.